From moving Confederate monuments to changing the name of the Dixie Classic Fair to the events that happened in Charlottesville, Virginia 2 summers ago, hardly a day goes by when we don't have conversations about race.
And that's exactly what tonight's Newsmaker wants us to do. In fact, the Reverend Timothy Peoples approaches these types of conversations from a unique perspective. And as you're about to see, he doesn't hold back. Another Sunday morning at the Emerywood Baptist Church in High Point. On the surface, this looks like just about any Baptist church in the South, until it's time for the sermon.
The story of Acts is a story of redemption, community building, a story of reconciliation, a story of justice, a story of God's people being formed together.
You're a black man. Mm-hmm. You are the lead pastor in a predominantly white Baptist church. How unusual is that?
Very. I am probably one of the only black pastors of a predominantly white church right now.
Timothy Peoples was born and grew up in Oklahoma.
I love my family, but they are quite theologically conservative. And so it's funny because we don't talk church when I go back home. My mom has this rule that we just don't talk religion with Tim.
Armed with a religious studies degree from Adrian College in Michigan, Peoples would go on to get a Master of Divinity degree at Yale. In early 2018, he accepted the call to Emerywood Baptist, his first job as a senior pastor. How do you define your theology?
I think my theology is one that welcomes any and everybody, that we have all been formed and shaped and molded and breathed life into by a God that loves us and has grace for us.
But there may be some out there who say, well, that may be well and good, but it doesn't necessarily fall in line with the beliefs of the Baptist Church.
We are part of the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship, so we have women deacons, women pastors, and we have for years.
Do you have gay members here?
Oh, I would definitely say yes.
But while the Emerywood Baptist Sanctuary welcomes everyone, this church, like most places of worship, is still not as diverse as many would like. Peoples calls it a sign of the times.
Whether that is politics, whether that is religion, whether that's race, whether that's gender, sexuality, we don't want to be changed or have our eyes open to see something in a different way.
But that doesn't mean Peoples feels we need to stop communicating with those who are different and or have different opinions, especially when it comes to race. And after events like Charlottesville or the future of Confederate monuments,
does this statue belong in an innovation district?
Having large town hall meetings like this one is fine, but he suggests having small group conversations with those who don't agree with you, even with close friends and family members. Smaller groups, he says, facilitate trust, and trust leads to peaceful coexistence.
And that's the thing. No one's asking us to have to believe the same thing or to be the same in everything, but it's to be able to have difficult conversations, to be able to agree and disagree together. Because once we are able to learn from each other, we can actually be the country that we've meant to be.
A country that welcomes everyone at the table, just like Emerywood Baptist. The Reverend Peoples mentioned Emerywood Baptist as part of the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship. It is a theologically moderate fellowship that withdrew from the Southern Baptist Convention in the early 1990s over theological differences, such as women serving as pastors. CBF is made up of 1,800 churches across the country and has 700,000 members.